somehow it's fitting that I'm going to be giving you my initial thoughts on The Bitter Reach, the new campaign book from Free League for the Forbidden Lands game that takes place up north on the map in this frozen tundra wasteland on the aftermath of probably the biggest storm that we're going to get this season here in the Northeast. Give me a few minutes while I dig myself out and I'll give you my initial thoughts. Well, whew. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments down below, and also hit that little like button and, hit the subscribe. Yeah, it helps us out and builds our show. Now let's make some hot cocoa and take you to my living room to talk about The Bitter Reach. Alright, so I just got my beta PDF of The Bitter Reach for Forbidden Lands from Free League Publishing because I backed it on Kickstarter, as you probably know. So I thought I'd give you my initial thoughts on it. I have not read the entire campaign and the adventure sites in depth just yet because I kind of want to keep that a little bit to myself. But I'm going to give you a little overview of what I think so far. As you know, the Forbidden Lands is one of my favorite RPGs right now. It is probably my go-to fantasy RPG. I just love the system. I love the legacy map kind of aspect of it. And of course, The Bitter Reach is going to have that with this product as well. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that the book is, I think, 300 pages, I think is probably what the book comes in at, which is awesome. It goes over all the different regions of the Bitter Reach. Now, if you're not familiar with the Bitter Reach, it is pretty much north of Ravenland. Ravenland is the setting that you play in Forbidden Lands, and it kind of just brings you up north of that. You can get to it a couple different ways. You can either go through like the caverns, they call it the Winding Ways, the dwarves use to get to the northern part of this area, or you can take a ship and pretty much hire a captain if they know the way to get up there. Pretty much it's really rare for those types of captains to know how to get up there, but there are a few up there that will take you for a price. So it's really kind of neat. They tell you about the different regions of the Bitter Reach in this book. Regions of the Bitter Reach are the Silver Coast, the Glacial Sea, Fallowmore, the Morma Glacier, the Barren Hills, Iced and Keld, the White Peaks, Icemoor, the Southern Range, and that's a lot. Pretty much it gives you a really good chunk of areas and regions to play in, which is super, super cool. The other thing that this book gives you that you don't get in the core book is a new profession. The new profession is the champion. So if you want to play like a Brienne type of character from Game of Thrones, you can do that now in Forbidden Lands, which is really, really cool. And there's 3 different profession talents. There's the Path of the Holy Vow, there is the Path of Fate, and there is the Path of Protection. Super cool. I love how they give you different ways to flesh out the type of profession you want to play in this game. The other thing that this book gives you that is not in the Forbidden Lands box set is 3 general talents as well. You can become a harpooner, a mountaineer, and warm-blooded. Pretty much those are talents that anybody or any of the PCs can learn, which is kind of neat. Another thing that they've expanded upon in this book is elemental magic. So you can use like the wind and ice and fire in magical ways. Now, journeying in the Bitter Reach is a little bit different than it is in Ravenland. Of course, you're going to be battling ice storms and snowstorms and all the stuff that you would typically think of something that is a frozen continent. So they do give you charts to roll upon for when you're traveling through the Bitter Reach and in those areas. They are very brutal, so just be prepared. You're going to want to make sure that you are well protected and have plenty of fire, because I'll tell you what, if you thought Forbidden Lands was hard to get through, the Bitter Reach is going to be pretty tough too. So this book does have a campaign in it. It's called The Wake of the Winter King. Basically, it kind of tells you, without going into too many spoilers for this campaign, it does give you the history of how the Bitter Reach became how it is, and how it's kind of turning back from what it is now back to what it was. I'm going to try to be really vague. Basically, you're going to encounter a whole bunch of different things. There's going to be different seals that you're going to encounter. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's a really cool campaign. Just know that if you are going to play it and not run it, don't read it. But it's really kind of neat how they've done this, and you definitely are in for some surprises in this campaign, which is really cool. And I kind of feel bad that I've read it already, because now I want to play it, because it looks and it sounds really, really cool, and I think your players are going to really love it as well. Of course, with the typical Forbidden Lands campaign book, it's a whole bunch of different adventure sites, and you can kind of play them almost in any order and just kind of play them out, and so that they make an overarching campaign. Where it says don't read any further if you're not going to GM it, don't read any further, because there are some really cool things and some cool surprises in this campaign that you definitely don't want spoiled if you're going to play it. If you're going to GM it, absolutely read it, because it is really cool. And I'm really, really excited for this product. I think it's a great addition to the Forbidden Lands. Now, you don't need to have played in Ravenland to play in the Bitter Reach. There are, the book does kind of tell you how you can play that all by itself. But I think you're going to get more out of it if you play in Ravenland in the first setting first, and then go up north. But, if you have players that are new and just want to hop in and start playing in the Bitter Reach, you can. I really am excited about this product. I think it's going to be a great addition to Forbidden Lands. I can't wait to get the physical book in my hands. It'll be interesting to see how they do this. I'm not sure if it's going to be a box set. I haven't talked to Thomas to see if it's going to be a box set, or if it's just going to be, somehow they're going to seal the book together with the maps and the stickers. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I love this product. I think that if you have an RPG community at your store or in your area, definitely you should be trying out Forbidden Lands. I think it's just a great system, and this just kind of takes Forbidden Lands and brings it to another level. I'm kind of excited to see, now that I've seen the Bitter Reach and what that book entails and what it adds to the Forbidden Lands, I'm excited to see what maybe they have in store for the next expansion. And I love how it's kind of its own thing, but yet it adds to the Forbidden Lands as well. So yeah, if you haven't picked up a copy of the Bitter Reach, I'm going to tell you to pick it up. Ask your friendly local game store to order it. Ask them to pick up the Forbidden Lands core set, just because I think that that's just a great product and a great value all by itself, just because of the books and the map and the stickers. For the price, it's just an amazing value, and it's just a great system in general too. That's my initial thoughts on the Bitter Reach. Go pick it up. Basically, it's a great product, and I'm excited to see it all printed and in my grubby little frostbitten hands. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is the first time that you've stumbled upon this channel, please hit that like button down below, and of course hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you be a part of our community, and it also helps our show grow as well. So I really, really appreciate that. And this has been Victory Condition Gaming, because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Bye now. I think that this is just, oh, whoops, there's a squirrel.